everybody, Geraldine Rose here. It's time for the Giving Gratitude Hop. Two days before you've got a really important project due seems like the perfect time to start something you've never tried before and you've never seen before, right? I think so. I got the brilliant idea that I could do paint pulling on cards, and I've never done paint pulling before, but I always have been fascinated by it. So I'm trying it for this giveaway that we're having. This pop is for giving gratitude back to you, to all of our subscribers. I wanted to have this card be really special, so I thought I would just try this different technique out on it. I got together my distress paints and some of the flow medium, some of the mica sprays I put in there too, and I mixed autumnal colors. This first one that I'm dragging down, I should have just left it at that stage, but this is the one that had white in it. And so when I was doing the drag technique on it, it changed color from what I was expecting. So you can see I put some mica sprays on top, and then I'm spritzing it with water to get everything to move. I set that one aside to dry. And the second one, I took the white out. So I'm going back in with the yellow and the gold and the brown and the red, and I'm pouring them up atop. And it's kind of like chocolate syrup. And again, I liked the technique that I started getting here. I'm going to revisit this. I think I can do some Halloween cards with this. And so I just drizzled the paint up at the top after putting them all together in the little jar. Then I'm letting them drip down. I'm putting the yellow. It was either yellow or the gold. It was the gold. Over top, I sprayed the paper towel with a bit of water, and then I dragged, and I really liked how it was up at the top. It was really shiny at this point, but as it was drying, not so much. I'm like, okay, I can still work with that. So I grabbed out some darker red cardstock for the panel. I thought that I would do the darker brown tones at the bottom because brown and red go really well together as a shadow aspect and a highlighter. Then it brought out the Altenew Moroccan lattice cover plate. I put it so that it had the ombre at the one end, and the other end is going to go over top of where the gold is on the paint panel once it dries. So I'm poking it all out there. I put some gold pigment ink on the one end. As I said, I'm going to flip it so it's got a gradient. It's going to be gold on one side and gold underneath on the other side. I put it inside a plastic bag to merge it with the paint panel because it wasn't quite dry and I knew it would stick into it so I wouldn't have to glue it down. And then I brought out the ornamental poppies. I am cutting out select pieces for that. You can see that's where I've cut the cardstock. So this is the first set that I'm doing with some glitter cardstock, browns and blacks, and then some of the other reds. This was the first panel that we did. I picked out the neatest portions of it, and I put it over top of where the petals would be. So I will pick and choose my petals here as I'm assembling these flowers. And these are a keyhole system that Altenew has. This is one of the newer ones. It was from one of the retreats, so I don't think it's available, but they've got other ones that are very similar. So I deepened up around each of the flower bases with a little bit of the dark red and the dark brown inks, and I'm using a detail brush to swipe in some veins as well. Then, of course, using the keyhole method, they've got the layering guide on the back of the packages. So I'm just assembling them there. This panel, I wanted to do something different as well with it. I just didn't want it all to be the lattice in the background. I brought in some shimmer relief, the burnished platinum. I put it in a few spots, and then I brought the Lindy's Magicals and dabbed them into with some water and painted them over top of that burnished platinum. Let it dry a little bit. I mixed some of the shimmer relief paste with some water and I'm splattering it on. Brought in crackle accents and I'm putting it over top of those ones now that they've dried somewhat. Beautiful glass-like effect on that. Okay, so sentiment. We have the sweet expressions. We're going to do the top layer in a metallic gold, and we're going to do the two shadow layers in red. So you can see this is just what I'm doing here. So I'm just running it through right now, assembling. I'm going to take this top portion with the gold, I'm going to flip it over on my cutting plate, like so. And we are going to run it through again because I like getting the texture off of the plate over top of the metallic. It does give it a neat effect over it. All right, so now I've got out some cream cardstock and some gold shimmery cream cardstock, and I'm running it through with the cover plate from the ornamental poppies because I was going to cut out some of the leaves and insert them, because you can see there, that's it, the panel basically, it looks red from a distance, red, brown, and everything's merging together. So I'm going to insert the cream and the shimmer cream leaves behind so that we have the contrast happening. And squashing them down. And I did have to put ultra sticky tape on the back of the poppies because I was worried about them sticking to this panel. I didn't know how they were going to adhere to the paint that was underneath the lattice cover plate. And lots of glue. So I've got this right now underneath a couple of acrylic blocks to keep the whole card from curling as it's drying over the next couple of days. I'm just going back in and inserting the buds on the outside. You can see I've got most of the flowers clustered to the one side. We'll slap the sentiment on the top, and I'm inserting just a few of the outcuts from the cover plate to, have a continuity going on and continue that contrast between the cream and the red. I used one of my favorite stamp sets, the Crafty Friends one, for the inside of the card. And it wouldn't be me if I wasn't blending the colors in some manner. So I started out with reds and oranges. I am tapping it on with the brush on the very fine sentiment. And the larger one, I just used the ink pad and then used the brush to blend it out a little bit. I like using the red, like the darker color on the bottom of where your line is, because it sort of adds a shadow effect to it. And then I come back in with yellow over top and do everything. And what it does is it pushes it out and causes a halo effect, which I personally really like. Then I got some of the leaves out from that set and I put them down first in yellow. And then I put gold pigment ink over top. And it's very subtle. You just see a little shimmer to it. I have some of the backing paper there. I will put it inside the card or when I'm flipping it over so that I don't pick up other gunk on there. That's a custom stamp on the back. And now that that's done, because I didn't want to cause a line when I was stamping with some extra bulk on the inside, I've got some of the leaf cuts that I have and I'm squashing them down. And I'm also going to come in with some more of the offcuts from the inside of the lattice cover plate and bring in that cream and red tone again. We're going to glue the panel on the front. Flip her over, make certain I don't get on the glue on myself. And I'm checking there because you can see in my last video, I did a big whoopsie. I was just making certain that it was right side up this time. It's like, did I have everything vertical orientation? Yay! And I didn't think it was finished. I wanted some more black on the front, so I got out the ScrapNStamp, the So Lucky, the reverse sentiments. I'm cutting out one, and this is my trick for getting a really close up to those little dies, is put it on some satin tape, just cut it in that aspect. So you can see I've got it really, really fine, and I wanted it fine so that it would mimic what's going on with the lattice work there. Being a Gemini, I'm a huge overthinker, so this is what I do to combat that sometimes. I just grab the sequins out. This was the champagne mix from Simon Says Stamp, and I will just throw them down. And chances are, where they land, it actually looks okay. Just glue them into spot. Problem solved, right? Now for the giveaway, everybody. Thank you again to the people that have been subbing. We've grown so much in the last few months here. My husband watches all the time too. I've got 2 giveaways going on. One is going to be for the person that can guess what is different, very unique about my channel that nobody's noticed yet. The details for the second, the main giveaway, are scrolling there. The draw is going to be October the 10th. It's for subscribers only. It is dependent on how many people actually sub. So we're gearing for that 500 mark, but I would love the 750 or the 1000. And I know we can do it because there are that many people watching. So that's the finished card with its rich tones and lots of bling bling going out to one of you. Remember to check out all the other content creators in the Hop 2. The playlist is down below in the description. It just opens up and you can check everybody out. So be that change you want to see in the world. Thanks for subbing, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.